Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Devontae, and I sacrifice my time so you don't have to. So, have you guys been keeping up with the news? I have to keep up with the news. Unfortunately, it's kind of a thing that I do on this channel, but I've been reluctant to, kind of give my opinion about news that just broke where there's no follow-up to it whatsoever. Case in point, yesterday or 2 days ago, again, it's kind of hard keeping up with the news as far as one specific significant event because there's so much shit going on in professional wrestling, kind of just all runs together. Nevertheless, though, they were talking about Odyssey Jones and I think Trish Stratus, if I'm not mistaken, being removed from the homepage or from the roster page of WWE, right? But people were kind of speculating whether or not it was a glitch, there was an accident, what the hell just happened here? Someone's blind, they're pressing buttons where they shouldn't be pressing buttons. And I thought to myself, what's the point of covering it? Who gives a shit? For all intents and purposes, it could be a glitch. I mean, look what's been happening these past couple of weeks, right? Odyssey Jones been kicking it with the New Day. Seems like a big angle's up ahead, right? Why the hell would he go out of his way to kind of fuck up the bag, right? Not kind of fuck up the bag, all the way fuck up the bag. And apparently he did fuck up the bag. So, as always, you know how we roll. Description box down below, link, follow along. What the fuck is that? Ooh, turn that off. Advertising. That sounded like porn for a second. Promise you it wasn't porn. I promise you. Report. Odyssey Jones removed from WWE Sorry about that. Add again. Odyssey Jones removed from WWE TV due to domestic violence allegations. Yes, I'm going to say the full word. I didn't say it before and I don't give a shit anymore. There were more questions than answers when Odyssey Jones was removed from WWE.com's roster page over the weekend. As time passed, it became clear this wasn't a quote-unquote glitch or technical editorial error on WWE's part. Jones then didn't appear or have his name mentioned on Raw last night, September 2nd, for the second straight week. So apparently this happened 2 weeks ago, despite the fact he was involved in a program with the New Day just 3 Mondays ago. After last night's show, Dave Meltzer addressed, be careful now. I did not know Dave Meltzer was the one that actually broke the news on this. Be very, 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 very careful, okay? Good God almighty. Meltzer hadn't received confirmation from WWE sources, but said he was, and I quote, relatively certain that Jones, real name Omari Palmer, was quote-unquote done with and quote-unquote gone from the company. A short time ago, this afternoon, Sean Ross Sapp posted the following update on Twitter. Okay, thank God. Sean talked about this, so I feel a lot better. I was about to say, fuck, if I got no sources other than Dave Meltzer, I might have to stop this recording right here. But Sean reported on this. I'm a little bit more inclined to believe it. And I quote from Sean Ross Sapp, Odyssey Jones was removed from WWE TV when domestic violence allegations came to light, Fightful has learned. We've not heard of an arrest or charges being pressed in relation to the situation. We've reached out to WWE for comment as well as clarification on his status. Talent had not been informed of the situation. In a separate Fightful Select post earlier today, Sapp wrote that Jones hasn't been backstage at the last 2 Raw tapings and is not factored, holy shit, botch, into WWE's quote-unquote immediate creative plans. And here's an update. On Wrestling Observer Live, Brian Alvarez said he's been told Odyssey Jones is fired. Alvarez referenced Fightful's report about domestic violence allegations, but not confirm it himself. So, this is all speculation. That's the end of the botch post that I read for you guys. So, all this, as I said before, are straight up allegations. Honestly, this is my first time reading the report with you guys. I'm reacting to it no different than you guys. I read it from a selective source that said that he was fired, but I had no clue why he was fired. So this is me reacting in real time. And honestly, like I said, very similar to the Nikki Bella situation with her husband, Artem. All of this is alleged. Nothing is confirmed. Just because he's fired doesn't mean that he legitimately did anything in regards to DV. And to be quite honest with you, I'm more inclined to be more in favor of him not doing anything too extreme. At least with Artem, this shit was documented like right out of the fucking gate, right? And even his situation is a little bit more kind of like speculative, right? Because it's being alleged that Nikki Bella was the first one to, throw the blow, if you will. Hence why he was the one to call the hospital. Apparently she threw a shoe at him or something like that. So, it's one of those situations where you kind of want to, hold your breath and don't just speak your mind. You just want to speculate if you want to, but don't just outright blame the person who's alleged in this situation. Although I will say this. Now, you guys know how Artem looks like, right? You see his stature. I think for all intents and purposes, Nikki Bella could probably take the guy in the fight, right? I mean, look at him. He looks like your typical beta male, right? On the other hand, I look at Odyssey Jones, and that motherfucker big. That's a big motherfucker. I mean, he is a big motherfucker. This man looks like the human embodiment of an active ingredient, bruh. He looks like saturated fat come to human form, bruh. I mean, look at this man. He looks bigger than Mark Henry. That's fucking Marcus Henry right there. You expect me to believe this man put his hand on a woman? He could, bruh. Imagine, now mind you, even if a woman is like, say, a little bit of the big bone, if you will, I think he will still be able to snap the man. Bruh, look at this man. Picture Odyssey Jones in your head, bruh. Picture him in your head. He looks like what the judge would sentence you if the death sentence wasn't enough. And you want me to believe that this man put his hand on a woman? You want me to believe that this man was able to put his body on a woman? But that in itself should be a homicide attempt. That should be an attempted murder. You want to just charge it to a DV? Nah, like I said, I'm willing to just sit back and I'm willing to put my hands on top of my head, relax a little bit, kick my feet up, hit some popcorn, kind of chew it a little bit, use my gums, because I hate when the little popcorn chips get stuck in your teeth. You want to take your tongue and then stick it up on your gums and then chew it like that. Not all the time. You can kind of put it between the molars if you want to. I'm getting too in-depth here. My point being this, shut the fuck up and let this play out like you would do with the Nikki Bella situation with Artem. Although I do find it kind of like, funny that another DV situation has happened within the last, week? Hasn't even been a full week yet, right? I mean, we're now starting to get more of the stuff flooding out with Nikki Bella and Artem. And before this can even be resolved, I mean, you're hearing all these rumors about Nikki Bella filing for divorce against him. And apparently there's been domestic issues going back for a couple of years and they just were good at hiding it. I'm pretty sure all these celebrities, all these wrestlers for the most part, got a bunch of secrets in their closets, a bunch of shit you don't know about. They smile in your face, but the backstabbers, they're gonna take your place. My point being is, don't ever meet your heroes, because if you're a female, they'll probably punch you in the face. What can I tell you, right? My point being is, though, chill, relax, max, all that other shit, all right? Although, should I, at least speculate on what happened? I at least owe it to you guys. I did it with the Nikki Bella situation. Should I do it with this situation knowing that I have literally no facts at hand? Do they at least let you know? Let me look this up in real time with Odyssey Jones. Do they at least let you know the person's name? Because it is kind of conspicuous, unless the person legitimately doesn't want to be known at all in regards to what the fuck is going on currently. I mean, are they at least revealing the other person's name? Or is anyone else talking about this situation? It doesn't really look like it. Let me see. I see PW Insider backs up the claim that there are no longer creative plans for Palmer. Okay, however, he is still currently listed on the company's internal roster, leaving some wiggle room as to his current status. See what I mean, bruh? PWI is confirming something completely different than the situation that, they're not confirming it. Well, how can I put this? They're confirming a situation in regards to what WWE is doing with him, but they're saying also that he's still internally hired by the company. I guess he's still on the roster. But then again, that could just be something along the lines of maybe he's getting the rest of his money. But then again, how does a WWE contract act? How does that work when you get fired? It's one thing when you're, not so much terminated, but you're released, right? When you're released, that's because of what the company did. That's like getting laid off from a job. So they kind of owe you a severance package, right? Some backup money or whatever the case may be for those next 3 months while you're still under contract. But how does it work when you're fired? I mean, I know they have a policy. I remember hearing someone talk about this not too long ago, but probably a year or two ago, about their DV policy as far as how WWE acts upon it. Because they specifically have a legitimate DV policy. Should I look it up real quick just to be on the safe side, just so I don't just be running my dumb ass mouth? Let me look that up real quick. Oh wow, actually this goes back a little bit further than I thought they did. This goes back like a decade. I'm gonna read this article for you guys just so you can have a bit of an understanding going forward as to what's most likely gonna happen with Odyssey Jones if this alleged domestic violence situation is confirmed. Mind you, this is a decade old article, but at the same time, I don't see why it wouldn't be any different. Hell, if anything, a lot more stricter considering the day and age we live in, right? But it says WWE recently released an update to their wellness policy, taking a hardline stance on domestic violence, child abuse, and sexual assault. The pertinent wording of the wellness policy update suggests, and I quote, WWE has zero tolerance for matters involving domestic violence, child abuse, and sexual assault. Upon arrest for such misconduct, a WWE superstar will be immediately suspended. Upon conviction for such misconduct, a WWE talent will be immediately terminated. WWE's ability to fine, suspend, or terminate a WWE talent will not be, however, limited or compromised in any manner in the event incontrovertible damn, got it, based evidence of such illegal misconduct is presented to WWE. Section 9.13a of the WWE booking contract, commonly known as the Morals Clause, provides WWE with broad discretion and authority to act under such circumstances. So minus the fact that I completely and utterly botched that one word right there, that for some reason I couldn't read it, although I got it now. I'm not retarded, I promise you. I graduated kindergarten. It took me at least 3 tries, but I got it done. But essentially, this is their policy, and this was back in 2014. I can only imagine how it looks right now. So let's kind of like use a bit of a connecting the dots as far as what we're doing currently at the moment. This is not confirmed. Do not take what I said and run with it, you dweeb fucks, okay? This is merely me sitting back with my thinking mark cap on, trying to figure out what the fuck is going on here. Now, obviously, we can't speculate on the situation in regards to Odyssey Jones because I know nothing about his fucking life. Although, I will like to talk about the fact that at least mention the fact that one can argue as far as misconduct is considered, nothing connected to this, but just his overall behavior. I do want to bring up the fact that, and I remember covering this story, like the beginning, like I think it was actually the first day of 2022. That was my first video I talked about in the year of 2022. Where I talked about Odyssey Jones going on some tirade, or apparently he was saying a bunch of stuff about the LGBT, ABCDEFG divided by a sign community, and he got into a lot of trouble in regards to that, and people were speculating that the reason why he wasn't being brought up to the main roster immediately was because of that specific situation. Now, I do find it very convenient that now that the DV stuff has happened, not even like an investigation, right? So let's just take what they're saying with a grain of salt, and let's just pretend for a second that he legitimately has been fired, right? 2 things could have actually occurred. Maybe a suspension has occurred. That's why he's like being on the internal roster still, as notated by PW Insider, or legitimately he was fired, and this can probably stem off of multiple violations as far as the wellness policy is considered in regards to their so-called moral clause, because it wouldn't just be stemming off of the DV stuff, it'd also be stemming after the alphabet community stuff. Not that I disagree with him at all, but you know how these people are finicky nowadays when it comes to social media posting, so you might want to keep that shit to yourself if you're going to be underneath a contract with WWE. Sounds fucked up, but you have to play by the rules if you want to get the bag for them, right? Rules are rules. It fucking sucks. We all have to abide by them, even though we don't personally believe inside it. But what I'm, legitimately speculating on is whether or not he was suspended, going off of what being notated by PW Insider is why he's legitimately still in the internal affairs, or overall he's been legitimately fired, and that's probably not just stemming off of this situation, but also from the earlier stuff. But you have to think to yourself that was one of those situations where Triple H or someone in higher, the upper echelon was probably saying, okay, this is your chance, kid. Don't fuck it up. We're giving you the opportunity of a lifetime. Go out there, make some money. We're giving you this spot. We're giving you the Big E spot. And then this happens. Now, you know what's going to suck, though? You know what would suck? Because like I said, with the Artem situation with Nikki Bella, it was a lot easier to talk about that at the time because there was a lot more information that we could speculate on. And now that it's actually been brought out that both of these guys have been having troubles going all the way back a couple of years, a lot easier to speculate on that situation. With Odyssey Jones, like I said, we know shit all about the situation, so all we can do is keep ourselves tight-lipped. I will say, though, How fucking sad would it be if this is another Enzo Amore situation? Never forget what happened to Enzo Amore. Hell, I'm happy that he's back fighting in NXT right now. I heard that he went up against his partner at one of the NXT events, the No Mercy event last night, or was it 2 nights ago? What's his name again? Zachary West, or whatever his name is. Homeboy who got fired because Kimberly wanted to make up all these bullshit, lame-ass accusations and take shit out of context in order to get my boy fired, bro. I'm happy that he was actually brought back to NXT and legitimately was out there thriving, even got a win from what I understand over Wesley. So good for him, but always understand that there will always be legitimate situations like that when there's nothing to be, corroborated with. Remember, Enzo Amore, with that situation with Kimberly, most of it was true. It was just all taken out of context, so it was all believed in regards to him being positioned as a racist and all this other kind of shit. Actually, that was just the legitimate thing you can corroborate without actually, looking at the legitimate evidence outside of what we've seen from the pictures in itself. The DV stuff that Kimberly was talking about was never, ever, ever talked about or corroborated. And as a matter of fact, Wesley and I think his wife came out and said it was all bullshit. But nevertheless, though, his situation got resolved. With Enzo Amore, the girl just straight up lied. And she came out and said that she straight up lied. That was just a horrible, 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 horrible event. And don't even get me started. Again, don't like the guy at all, but don't even get me started with Joey Ryan. Don't even get me started with him, bro. That's a whole nother case in itself. Again, I never really felt that much pity for him because, you're trying to plead your case to the same audience you took part of when people were going after other superstars who could have been innocent. So it's kind of hard for me to take pity for him, but he was in the exact same situation and he had a fucking buttload, like a shit ton of receipts to prove himself right. Even the women themselves not showing up to court because they couldn't prove their fucking point. But nevertheless, though, like I said, keep your eyes open, keep your mouths closed, keep your ears way more open, and just use all 5 senses minus, the ability to, run your fucking mouth and possibly even touch things such as your keyboard when it comes to having to open up your dumbass mouth. Free my dog Odyssey. No, I'm joking, man. This dude can actually be a legitimate woman beater, so I'm not going to advocate for it. But at the same time, he probably is legitimately innocent. I'm going to miss him, bro. I should do like an memoriam of like his career. That time when he came into the ring and hit a boss man slam. And then he went backstage and he cheered with Kofi and Xavier. Good times. Good times. Rest in peace, Odyssey Jones' career. August of 2024 to August of 2024. All right, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Devontae, you're making too much jokes out of this situation. Shut your bitch ass up. I don't care about these people anyways, bruh. As long as there's no children involved, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. They can do whatever the fuck they want to do to themselves, right? As long as the chick didn't lie, then we're all good here. I'm obviously okay with a situation with Odyssey Jones getting released or whatever the case may be for beating the shit out of a woman. Perfectly fine with that. But if it comes out that she was lying or she instigated the whole situation, probably might be a little bit peeved. Well, I guess with the instigating situation, that's a little bit different because if Odyssey Jones did something in retaliation that had nothing to do with protecting himself, completely different situation. But if he just did it just to I couldn't take the fact that this woman was picking on my dick, whole different situation. But like I said, shut your fucking mouth and wait for, more evidence to come out. As always, my name is Devontae, and I'll be catching you guys later. Deuces and P. Eyes.